this episode of Postpartum Diaries.
Yeah.
I can't think about this anymore. We just have to do it. Abort mission. I don't want to do this. I would argue that this might be the biggest one yet. My heart is pounding. On this episode of Postpartum Diaries, I feel like all of these mini updates, where am I in the frame? Okay. I feel like all of these mini updates and just vlogging what I've been feeling in my experience is one, very therapeutic for me, so thank you for listening. But because postpartum is such a personal experience to everyone, but also almost like a not unique experience at the same time for people who have gone through it, it's really nice to vocalize different thoughts, feelings, things that I'm going through, because then there are people who tell me that they can relate, and at the end of the day, we're just all looking to see if anyone else is experiencing these things, because otherwise it's just isolating. And it also, otherwise, if we don't talk about it, it feels like it's weird and a taboo thing, and we should just keep our mouths shut and not talk about it, and then it just becomes this whole cycle of feeling guilty for feeling these things because no one talks about it. So anyway, on today's Postpartum Diaries, last night I had a mini breakdown and I just felt ugly, and I feel ugly. Like, I feel ugly, and I feel like you can't say that because, you know, our bodies did something amazing and they brought us the most beautiful thing that we could ever hope for, and it's all worth it, and it is. But I think it is also important to recognize that two things can be true at the same time. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize what I see, and I've gotten to a point now postpartum where I don't like what I see most of the time. And that's okay. It doesn't feel okay to say it because I feel like we're supposed to be like, our bodies did this incredible thing and it's so powerful and I'm just so grateful for that. And I definitely was in that mindset for such a long time, especially going through infertility, like finally becoming pregnant and seeing what my body could do and feeling like it was not failing me for the first time was a very healing process to go through. However, then I had her, and taking care of myself was like the last thing that I was thinking about. It was just survival. It was survival postpartum, and then finally taking care of myself mentally, and so we're working on that. But just recently I have started to care how I look and what is looking back at me in the mirror, and that is okay. I am so grateful for what my body can do, and I'm so grateful for what it brought me, but it's almost like the novelty of me being okay with just that is wearing off a bit at this point in my postpartum experience, about 6 months into it. And it's not just how my body looks, how I'm carrying myself, it's like everything. I have let so much personal care go for a number of just different reasons, having to do with just being a new mom and figuring out how to fit in a lot of stuff. That includes working out, so that's definitely a thing. And I personally, I have no idea the number that I weigh. I don't know how much I weighed pre-pregnancy, if I'm being honest. I don't know how much I weighed during pregnancy, and I don't know how much I weigh now. For me, it's never been about the number, it's just how I feel within my body, and that's how working out has always served me. It's just made me feel better. But it's also my eyebrows, like letting my eyebrows just completely grow out and just not be taken care of. And like when my eyebrows are done, I feel like they frame my face a lot better. And then with that, your girl has a mustache, even though you guys probably can't see it. I can. I notice it. So letting that not be taken care of. My hair, I haven't had a haircut in so long. My nails, like the last time I got my nails done was probably 2 months ago. And all of this stuff just starts to add up. It just starts to add up. Where am I going? I am going, which exit am I going to? Okay, I got it. No. Yes. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. And right now, as a new mom, it's really easy to let that stuff that makes me feel good to keep up on, it's really easy to let that stuff go, because making the appointment and then going to it, not knowing how the day of the appointment is going to look, and especially being her sole food source still right now, that's all intertwined in it, you know, making sure I feed her so that she's not hungry while I'm gone at the appointment, and it's just a whole thing. So it becomes easier not to make the appointment, but then it all adds up, and I get to the point where I realize that I have literally not taken care of myself and haven't done things that make me feel good. And for me, it is true what they say, you can't pour from an empty cup, and my cup, I'm working on the mental part of it, but the physical part of everything, it's very empty right now. I talked to Jack about it last night, had a good little cry, had a good little pity party for myself. We had balloons, confetti, I'm just kidding, but it was a really good pity party. And at midnight last night, I made a brow appointment with my girl Betty at the Ulta near us, and I am going to get my eyebrows done, and that's the first step. And today I worked out while my little girl napped, and that felt really good too. Where on earth am I gonna park? Oh my gosh, I usually don't even get my brows done on the weekend. It's Saturday today and it's packed. All right, I have more thoughts, but I gotta find a parking spot in this absolute zoo. The brows have been done. Holy moly, I get so red after. I just stopped by Market Basket to get vanilla bean paste. Vanilla is so expensive in general, but the paste, that paste was $16. Part of me just wanted to get the vanilla extract because it was like cheaper than that. But the bean paste, oh my gosh, you can't go wrong. It's so much better. It just is. I got this picture when I was checking out, and apparently she didn't nap very long. So they're out on a walk right now, and our favorite ice cream shop, if you've been around for a minute, Sammy's Scoops, opened yesterday, and we didn't get to go yesterday. So while he was out for a walk, he was like, meet us at Sammy's, and I'm like, sounds good. Now that we officially talked to her doc about like our questions about like solids and starting solids and all of that stuff, I just want her to try like literally everything, but I am very confused about like the no cow's milk thing. And I asked the doctor, but she's okay to have like cream cheese, yogurt, etc. And she was like, yep, all of that sounds good, just no cow's milk until 12 months. So is it just the liquid form of cow's milk? Because she can have all this other dairy and stuff, but no cow's milk. So can she have ice cream? Like if she can have stuff that's made of cow's milk, is she able to taste ice cream? Like, can I give her a taste of ice cream? I'm very confused about it. It's probably online, I just haven't Googled that quite yet. But anyway, going back to the thought before it loses track. It already lost track. I already went on several different topics. But the appointments, doing stuff for me, taking time away to go do the stuff that makes me feel good. Not only is it difficult to do, more so now than it was before, so it ends up slipping away, but I will take a slight left turn. Okay. I feel so guilty doing it. They're not kidding. The mom guilt is a real thing. Not for everybody, but definitely is a thing for me. Like if I'm going grocery shopping, I even feel slightly guilty because I'm leaving Jack at home to get out of the house to go grocery shopping. I feel like I'm just like leaving him in the dust. But it's for our family. Like we all need groceries for the week so that we can make lunches, so that we can, you know, survive, eat. So it's like for the greater good. But I do still feel slightly guilty about it. So God forbid it has nothing to do for the greater good and it's just for me, like an eyebrow appointment. The guilt is just like out of control. And so talking to Jack last night about it and just vocalizing these things and getting to say them out loud, come to a solution, just feeling like I can step away, I can go to these appointments, realizing that these appointments don't even take like less than an hour, 1 hour out of the day. And at the end of the day, and this is what made me feel better, the weekends are for us. Like, I can't maybe step away during the week. Oh my gosh, are you gonna go slower than this? Goodness gracious. The weekends are when he doesn't have to work and I can step away and I can go do these little things, and vice versa. The thing that I think would make me feel better is if he also stepped away to go do things and I took the baby for a bit while he went to do things. So we're definitely at a point in parenthood where we are realizing that prioritizing things that we also like to do. Where am I going? I think I'm gonna go straight. Prioritizing things that are just good for us and realizing that that is for the greater good of our family, to come back feeling more like ourselves, more refreshed, and able to show up a little bit better than we would if we didn't do those things for us. Hi, Muffin. Hi, baby. I missed you.
I can't believe my luck. What's Mom doing here?
Baby.
Yeah.
Did we not want to? Hi, baby. Did we not want a nap?
No.
No.
That's okay though.
Why?
We took a 30-minute power nap.
That's all we need.
We passed another baby her age, and they both go.
Really? They did?
The other one was Smite. He's right there.
Hi. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And Annie went, huh?
Yeah, and he went, huh. And he was just gummy smiling. Like, so
That's so cute.
Hi there. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Could I just do a vanilla soft serve, please?
And then I'll do a small moose tracks in a dish, please. 6 months. 6 months?
Yeah.
Which one?
Annie. Annie.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Sammy Day.
Happy first Sammy Day.
Mmm. What is this?
It's like chocolate swirl. There's like peanut butter cups in it.
A lot going on in that one.
Yeah, I think it's like the main version of Rocky Road.
How many years have we been coming to Sammy's Scoops talking about bringing our baby there?
Too many.
Too many years.
We did it. We gotta get a pic for your parents.
Oh my gosh, wait, we do in front of this thing, bub. Cheese! Annie Banani is getting her nails done by Salon Dada. What? She's getting a facial. Oh, and she's now getting a facial, aka her Tubby Todd all over ointment onto her face. But while they're doing that, I'm gonna finish out my whole face wax regimen with my favorite facial wax strips. I've tried 3 different ones, so I will leave these linked down below. They're the best ones, especially for someone, I guess, that I have sensitive skin because I get like pretty red, and I'm never worried that these are going to like puff up my face or anything, but you just take the strip like this in your hands. I guess these are made with shea butter, so it helps be nice and gentle, and you pull them apart. And then I do one on this side, and you don't think about it. You just go 1, 2, like that. This might be too gross. I don't know. See all those little hairs? Got them. And then I just take the other end of this, of like the same strip. Nice. And then they come with a couple of these post-wax oil wipes, and they work so good. I don't know much about the whole calming situation, but they get the wax off, and that's why I like them a lot. And one of these pads is like massive, and you just don't need that much, so I think it comes with like 2 of these technically, but I just tear off what I need. And then just give it a little bit of time before I go in and just wash my face of the oils. It'll be nice because these are also a little bit oily from my appointment, but I look like a red mess right now, but my face feels a lot more clean and put together, so that feels nice. It is the next week, and that means that it is past the time frame I gave myself to go out with Jack, but put Annie in the car seat myself and then like strap her to me to go into a store to purchase something. I feel like the vlogs recently have been a lot about like my postpartum and new mom anxiety breakthroughs, and I would argue that this might be the biggest one yet. So, if you asked me shortly after the outing from this past weekend, how I thought it went, I would feel not good about it, but I did it. I think shortly after, it didn't seem to give me a lot of confidence, but that first outing had to happen in order for more outings that have to happen too, and so just taking that step is a big deal. So I've been needing this shampoo, specifically it's like Malibu clarifying shampoo or something, and I know that it was at a CVS around here, and I'd been putting it off because I, like you guys know, don't exit the house by myself with my 6-month-old. So we decided that that was the perfect test run to go and do. So I was so nervous. But I did the car seat. Jack was right there to check my work, so to speak. We got in the car and I was the one to drive, and Jack was actually sitting in the back seat. So we switched instead of him being in the front. I think it was just natural for one of us to like want to be back there, at least for this first outing. And she definitely fussed on our way there. She's not a car seat girly, but I focused on the road. I did my best, and we got there. I put her in the carrier. We walked in to the CVS. I beelined to the shampoo, grabbed it. We checked out. She was great in CVS, but the whole thing took like less than 5 minutes from when we got to CVS to when we exited, and I just felt so bad. Like that was our outing. It was so like anticlimactic, you know? So Jack was like, let's do another one. Like, let's go to Target or something. And I was like, okay. And she definitely fussed a little more on the way to Target, but we put her in the carrier to go into the next store. And the carrier that I was using is my Wildbird carrier, and I love it, but she can't face out in that Wildbird carrier like she can with our other carrier. We lasted probably about 5 minutes in the store before she was just over it. She was over being in any sort of containment. It seems like she was just like pushing against. She was wanting to probably see more of the store and more of what we were doing. So if I take the original goal of going to CVS and getting the shampoo and like putting her back in the car, etc., that was a success. But I was very nervous and very scared, but I didn't back down. I didn't chicken out. I wasn't sure if it gave me the confidence though to go out by myself the next week, this past week. But there was one particular day that I was just having a really rough day, and at a certain point I was like, you know what, there's not really much to lose. It's not like the day was going great and I was okay with it going downhill with an outing. It was already just not going great, and we were out of coffee in the house for afternoon coffee. And so kind of last minute I was like, I know how to do her car seat. Haven't done a drive-thru yet, so this could be something that I could just do without thinking too hard about it. And so the next footage is extremely rocky. The angles are probably really bad because I obviously was not thinking about the angles of vlogging during this, but I wanted to ride this random bit of courage that I got in the middle of the week last week to truly go somewhere by myself with my baby without Jack for the very first time in her life and the very first time as a new mom. And although this is very funny probably to look back on for myself, I haven't edited yet, but I probably think it's really funny while I'm editing it. I think there's a lot of beauty in vulnerability, and I think that there are a lot of new moms that feel this way. I actually know there are a lot of moms that feel this way because this actually, it's clicking in my head right now, this actually was after I read your all's comments on the vlog where I was telling you guys about the plan to go somewhere with Jack and do the car seat and all of that stuff, and that gave me further confidence. I was like, I can't think about this anymore, we just have to do it. And so it was literally right after reading all of those comments that I felt like I could. And so I'm just gonna roll whatever footage I have of that right here. All right. You ready, baby? This feels so ridiculous. Okay. Oh, awesome. Our screen fell off. All right, thoughts right now. I already want to go back inside, but that is not the point of today, okay? Okay. Hi, Muffin. Hi, baby. She's like, don't do this. Why are you doing this? We're doing this so that we can go to Target one day, okay? And you don't know that you'll like Target yet. However, I'm here to tell you that I know that you will like Target, but we just have to get over this a little bit, okay? Gotta get over this hump. And, okay, what kind of toy do you want, baby? Mama forgot your favorite toy. Rookie mistake. I got it, ready? Okay. Here we are. Thoughts that are going through my mind right now. Abort mission. I don't want to do this. However, the other thoughts that are going through my mind right now are reminders that if it sucks so bad, we can literally turn around and come home. I've already cried 2 times today, so honestly, this just feels like there's really nothing to lose at this point. As depressing as that sounds, trust me, I know it's depressing. I was reading the comments on the last vlog that I uploaded. I think this one is coming up like right after that one, and I got this burst of motivation and encouragement from you guys and solidarity, and I was like, I'm gonna ride this. I'm gonna take this and I'm going to ride this wave that I am experiencing right now, because what better time than to do it when you still feel scared, but anything that'll just make it happen. One of you guys asked if I ever considered doing a Dunkin' run with her since this baby was grown on Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's breakfast sandwiches, and I've been thinking about doing a drive-thru alone with her for a while. Also, talking right now is like helping me not just completely focus like back on her right now, and I've been thinking about doing a drive-thru, yeah, for a little bit. So I took that comment as a sign. The other comment that is sticking out to me in this moment specifically is somebody said, they're like, the worst that happens is she doesn't vibe and you go home and you settle her there. And I'm like, you're right, there is an opportunity. Like I'm not trapped doing this right now. Like I can literally turn around and come back. Hi, honey. I think the focus right now is just being safe on the road, because that is something that I can personally focus on and guarantee for both her and myself right now. Hi, mamas. I know it's not your favorite thing. The other thing that is going through my mind, is that babies don't like car seats, and that is a very normal thing for them to not like. Some babies are fine in them, but a lot of babies just don't like them. And you can try the diaper trick, like loosening up her diaper. You can try different music, which we'll try in just a second. But at the end of the day, there are babies that do not like it. And that is what me and my therapist talked about recently. It's not abnormal. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. It's just preference. And we know that Annie the nanny really likes to move around at this point. She loves moving, and anything constricting, car seat, stroller, the carrier for too long. I know, Sugar Plum Fairy. We're almost to Dunkin', and then you're gonna see what mommy grew you with. I know, 2 caramel swirl, 2 milk, that's what I'm saying. My heart is pounding right now. I'm at a stop sign. She is very interested in the outside, and between that and one toy gets me about 5 minutes. I think I've been probably recording for like 5 minutes now. And then afterwards, it's the happy song. That's our go-to, and that's about it. So, but we're almost to Dunkin'. We're almost there. The thing is, I think whenever she cries in the car, my mom brain and just like my spidey senses, or my fight or flight, really, it tells me that there is something wrong with my baby that I need to attend to. So that is extremely jarring. However, I know that there's nothing wrong, and that's what I have to keep telling myself. There's literally nothing wrong, and the best I can do is stay level, stay calm. This feels so ridiculous that I am having so many of these thoughts right now, but I just wanted to show you guys that this is real. Like, if you feel this way also, this is so real. Okay, we're here. And I also wanted to take you guys along because you guys are the ones that encouraged me to do it. Hi, monkey. I need to figure out the car toy situation. I was just like the car seat toy situation. I have 2 that like go around her little bar thing, but it's almost like she can't reach it. I was just talking to my friend Abby about this, and so I have to figure out the configuration so she can like reach it.
Just a moment, we'll be right with you.
Okay, thank you. Please be with me now. I don't have a moment. Do you see Dunkin'? She likes the screens on the Dunkin' drive-thru thing right now. Hi there, could I do a medium iced coffee with 2 caramel swirl and 2 milk?
Okay, something else?
And then I'll do 2 of those, 2 of the same thing.
Alright, anything else?
No, that'll do it. Thank you. Thanks so much. You too. All right, honey, here we go. Are you warm enough? Are you cool enough? Cool. I'm glad. Aw, look at these pictures that you guys can see. This one is of our embryo transfer of you. That's your first picture. And behind it is when mommy and daddy found out that you were in my belly. You decided to stick around. Right now, knowing that we're on the way home, I've got the goods. It feels better. There's not a second leg to the journey that I have to get through now. Like, this is the end. This is the second leg. Oh my gosh. Okay, so before we got in the car, I put a little like wubba nub. It's those binkies with the stuffed animal on the bottom. I put it in her lap, but she wasn't reaching for it at the beginning when she was starting to get a little bit uncomfy. But she hasn't fussed in a minute, and I just looked back and she's got it. She's chewing on it. I'm not home yet, but I'm just like really proud of myself in this moment. It sounds so stupid that like I can't do this, or it sounds so silly or childish that I'm scared to do these seemingly silly and childish like small things. But right now I did it, and it doesn't mean that it's gonna go good every single time. Going in without expectation and going in just doing it to prove this to myself and doing it to do it, even though the angles of the vlog are absolute shite. Oh my gosh, I just want to remember this. I'm really glad that I recorded this because I need to remember how this feels, and I need to remember that I did it and I can do it again. If I did it this time, I can do it again. If I don't continue to do it, it's gonna feel like the first time every time. I need to do it continuously as practice for her and for me, and then it won't feel like this every time. I know. Are you proud of me, baby? One day, if she chooses to have babies of her own, and if she's afraid of doing stuff like this, I'm gonna be able to tell her that I was equally as afraid, if not more. Like, I was terrified, and I did things like this for her and for me. And it feels really, really, gosh darn good. What do you think, sugar? Did we do it? Hi, Muffin. I love you. I cannot tell you how confident and happy I felt after ripping that band-aid off and doing that. It then got me excited to do another outing just this past weekend. Today is Monday, so just this past weekend, I wanted to do another outing similar to the one with the CVS and the shampoo. I wanted to do that again, but with the carrier where she faces out. And specifically, I wanted to go to a local library that I saw they do a story time, because one of you all suggested library story times for babies, because a lot of libraries will do story time based on age group. So I was like, okay, normally I would go to that library to get a card like by myself without her, but the point of all of this is to stop putting off these errands that we could be doing together during her wake windows in the day. So this past weekend, I put her in the car and we drove, both of us up front in the front seat together. For the first time, Jack and I drove in the front seat together since we've had our daughter, which was a milestone within itself. And we got to the library and I put her in the front-facing carrier, and she vibed the whole time. The things that seemed to be clicking differently this time around was the fact that we did the front-facing carrier, so she just automatically was way more happy doing the front-facing carrier and looking around at things and more distracted. But also on the drive there, I saw a comment that said that their little one fussed a lot less and just enjoyed the car ride a lot more in general when she wasn't in the back seat with the baby. And I feel as though that was very similar for us as well. It's almost like when I was back with Annie, she would look at me and be like, why are you not getting me out of this thing? Like, why do I have to be strapped in here while you're right there and I could get out of here? Like, why am I here? So the fact that no one was back there with her seemed to actually be beneficial. And we also remembered her favorite toys. Before, it seems like none of her toys would work, but coupled with the fact that no one was back there and we just gave her Sophie the giraffe, which is her absolute favorite toy, she did not fuss nearly at all on the way to the library. And then the errand inside the library took so fast that we knew there was an ice cream place around the corner, so Jack and I went to get ice cream, still walking around with her, getting some fresh air outside. And then we drove home, and she even did really good on the way home when it was approaching her nap. So these things, the first outing, which was just nerve-wracking and just half a mess, half not a mess, depending on when you ask me about it. it. The last minute decision to go to Dunkin' by myself with her, and then this really successful outing that we did this past weekend. It's just life-changing. It really is. I'm just scraping the surface of it still, but the next step will be me going somewhere completely alone with her where I exit the car with her, because that is the next step that we just haven't done yet. But I feel, because we did these baby steps, almost like more excited about it than nervous about it, because I've found things that have helped us and we've kind of worked out the kinks together. So I'm really pumped about that. I think I commented back on nearly every single comment in that vlog, thanking you all so much for your sweet words and encouragement and kindness, but I cannot express enough how much they helped me, and probably how much they helped other moms reading the comments as well. So thank you guys so much. I'll keep you in the loop on how our first true solo outing with the carrier and out of the car and doing an errand by ourselves, I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. But anyways, my friends, that is going to be it for today's vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do so down below, because I upload videos like these every single week. My Instagram is also linked down below in case you want to follow along for real-time updates. I love you all so much, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I'll see you later. Bye!